Yes, people, I hope you're doing good. Before we get into the video, I just want to let you know that all my sample packs are available via the link in the bio. Use code YouTube20 for 20% off everything. What's going on, people? Welcome back to the channel. Don't forget to like and subscribe. It helps push the videos on the algorithm and all that good stuff. So, yeah. Also, we aren't too far away from 1,000 subs. So, yeah, any help's appreciated. Today, we're going to be talking about music theory and whether you need to know it or not. Now, I'm going to caveat this whole video by saying it is definitely better to know music theory than to not know it. However, you don't need to know it to make good music. So let's get into some of the different elements that go into making a track and how to make it without a massive music theory knowledge. Okay, so bass and kick. Now, your kick and bass, for me, my kick and bass are always in key. So the way I find the key of my kick is one of two methods. So it's either by using the tuner, or by going on to Pro Q3 and hovering over, and then it'll give you the key here of your kick. Once I've got the key of my kick, I can then write my bass line. So again, you don't need to know music theory to write your bass in key. You can use this feature on Ableton. I'm not sure if Logic or Fruity Loops has a feature like this, but it's the scale feature. So you go into this section here, go on scale, pick the key that you want your bass to be in, or this can be applied to any melodic element. And then you just click scale, and then all the rows that are highlighted in a color are in the key you have selected here. Like I said, this doesn't just need to be used for bass, it can also be used for melodies, drums, whatever you want to use it for. So it's a really good way that if you don't know any music theory, you can just use this feature and yeah, you can keep your kick and bass in key with minimal amount of effort. Next, I'm going to talk about the drums. Now, there's nothing to really show you on the drums because for me personally, I don't sort of like tune my percussion or my hats into the key of the track. I just use whatever elements I feel fit nice. I know people who will, yeah, make sure all their percussion and hats and stuff are in a key or tuned a certain way. For me, that's just not something I do. But yeah, there's no right or wrong way to do that. So I'm not going to really touch on the drums too much because I just have cut up bits of loops, drum racks, yeah, MIDI, just anything that I feel fits and sounds nice in the track. I don't usually go in and then like try and tune that into a certain key. Yeah, that's just not something I do. Moving on to vocals. Now, for me, any main vocal needs to be in the key of your track. So if you've got a vocal that's going to be sort of in your breakdowns and also in the main section of your track, then I would advise you to make sure that that vocal is in the key of your track. Now, there is a website called Mixed in Key that you can go on to find the key of the track. You can also just Google it if you've got a Beyonce track, for example. You can just put that track into Google and find what key it's in. But also, if you wanted to, you could, yeah, pitch it up and down to change the key. That's completely up to you. But yeah, I would 9 times out of 10 make sure that your main vocal's in the key of your track. But again, I always make music, and if I feel like something sounds good, including the main vocal, but it's not actually in the key of my track, I will still use it if I think it sounds good. If my ears are telling me that it sounds good, then that's good enough for me. But my starting point will always be trying to find a vocal that's in key. Now, the little snippets, vocal snippets that we have, sort of these elements, these, or some sort of like background loop. Um, yeah, sometimes on Loop Cloud, I will put um, I'll set it so that all those little vocal snippets are in key when I'm listening to them. But again, with them, I'm not as concerned about them being in key as I am the main vocal. So yeah, I'll just sort of use whatever I think sounds good. Just tiny little snippets of different vocals that I listen to. Usually just go on to sort of like vocals and just listen to them as the track's playing, and then just find little snippets and add them in. Again, don't necessarily need to be in key, in my opinion. They just need to sound right in the track. And if my ears are telling me they sound okay, then yeah, I'm happy with that. So yeah, I hope that's helped. Um, yeah, I suppose my final thoughts on this really are just try your best to yeah, learn as you go along with the music theory, maybe do a course on it, just to gain a little bit more knowledge of sort of like basic music theory that will definitely help you make music, especially if you like sort of like writing melodies and with your bass lines and stuff. However, there are plenty of tools out there now, like I say, mixed in key, the scale feature on Ableton, the tuner on Ableton, where you can find the key of stuff. You can make sure that your track is in key without actually knowing music theory. So yeah, never let the fact that you don't know music theory hold you back. And also, yeah, probably try not to be too strict on every single element being in key. You know, try and trust your ears like you would do with any other part of the track. You know, if you're mixing sometimes, you know, waveforms are great and everything, but also, yeah, try and listen to what your head's telling you, to what your ears are telling you. And hopefully you'll sort of have like more fun making music that way as well. So yeah, as always, if you've got any questions, just drop them in the comments. And yeah, be back in a couple of weeks with another video.